Hello everybody, we're talking about two fragrances here that get a lot of love, but in two different kind of ways. So there's Pi by Givenchy versus Man in Black by Bvlgari. So which one is more attractive to the feminine nose? I'm only going to speak from my experience and from both the men and women that have DM'd me about their opinions on these two fragrances. So the one that gets more love from the feminine nose is Pi by Givenchy that I've observed, and the one that gets more love from the masculine nose is Man in Black. Now, both of these would work perfectly in the same sort of setting. You know, an intimate date night, it's cuddles galore. For me, like, this fragrance doesn't really project. I know on some people it's a beast, but unfortunately for me, it stays really soft and it stays really, really close to the skin. Now, I didn't start loving Pi until maybe the 6th time that I wore it. And I was like, holy shit, this is what everybody is smelling. And then ever since then, whenever I spray it on, my nose is just constantly in my sweater. I'm like, oh, this shit smells so good, right? But it's funny that whenever I wore Pi, even when I wasn't too crazy about it, there was always a woman's nose in my neck that was like, oh, you smell so good. Every single hug that I had when I was wearing Pi lasted forever. And they were just deep sniffing in my neck, just letting out a few you know what I mean? Of just like, you smell so good. That smells so good, you know, every single time. And I have a tendency to overspray this fragrance because I try to make a scent of the day video on TikTok and I mess up the first 2 times. So I have like 15 sprays of this on, and I thought it would nauseate me, but it never did, which was really interesting. But with Pi, to me, it smells kind of like this powdery vanilla fragrance. Now, some people don't get a powdery vanilla vibe, but I definitely do. And it's just a scent that is so welcoming, so warm, very approachable, and just super easy to like. You know, it's just that scent that also, for some reason, really draws in the feminine nose, where people are just like, every single time I've worn this around a girl, I always get compliments, and they always just get like closer to me to smell it on my skin. They're just like, oh man, you smell so nice. I love that. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. On top of that, whenever girls come to see my collection and they see Pi and they know Pi, they'll always let out this giggle and they're like, oh my God, I love Pi. You know what I mean? It's just, this is the truth. This juice right here, this thing puts in work. Now, let me also just say for context, because, you know, I want to avoid seeing this in the comment section, that of course everybody knows you have to have a personality, and these are not magical elixirs that are going to get you what you want without you actually having to do anything. Okay, I don't even know why I do know I have to say that, because some people still don't get the hint of that, or they try to reiterate it in the comment section when everybody pretty much understands. But with Man in Black, my hair got caught on it. This is a nice fragrance, right? I get the direction it's going in. You know, it's sexy, it's dark, mysterious. It has this sort of rum, spicy sort of smell. It's kind of leathery as well in the dry down. It's a bit smoky. And to me, I get it, but I am not too crazy about it. I don't really find this fragrance to be intriguing at all. And even when I had women smell it as well, they were just like, oh yeah, like, okay. That's the reaction I got, of like, yeah, okay. Those exact kind of words. But with guys, they were like, oh yeah, that fragrance is nice. You know what I mean? It was definitely more attractive to them. So I also found it funny because when I talked about this fragrance the first time, in my YouTube comment section, there's a lot of guys that were in love with this fragrance. Like, oh yeah, this is like really top tier shit and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, to each their own. But I don't really understand the attraction with this fragrance where it's just like super riveting. You know what I mean? I think that if I had to pick between these two, I still would go in the Pi direction. And you know what? Even, let's take a person that's dressed in a black shirt, and then they're wearing a black leather jacket, and it's a nighttime event. Or let's take 2 people wearing the same outfit. One of them is wearing Man in Black, one of them is wearing Pi. Which one comes across more attractive? In my opinion, Pi by Givenchy. And I think a lot of women would agree with Pi, because yes, you're dressed up in the leather jacket and you think wearing a scent like this would just kind of, you know, it fits, right? But there's something about it. I don't know if it's called the juxtaposition or whatever, but you see somebody that's looking like a badass, you know, they look a bit, almost a little bit intimidating, right? But when you get closer to them and they have this really welcoming fragrance like Pi, that is amazing with the feminine nose, it's way more attractive. It's like, oh my God, yeah. Like, and then you're kind of more, you know, you would want to kind of compliment that more versus a fragrance that, this is kind of like a guy's guy type of scent. If you saw my video with this fragrance with my girlfriend, she said, well, she does not like this scent at all. She said this smells like every dude ever trying to smell sexy or buying his first sexy cologne, right? And I don't want to dog on this fragrance because for the price point, it's super solid. And if you're a beginner and you're trying to get a sexy fragrance for under $50, I think you're going to like this one, right? But this one's around $40. At least when I got this, it was $40. This one's around $45. And I would recommend this one right here. So even if you're, you know, if you look like a badass and, you know, you have all that kind of energy going on and then you're wearing Pi, I think Pi would beat out Man in Black 1,000%. That's just my opinion of it. Of course, everybody else's opinion is totally valid with this, but that is just what I've seen, where women go gaga over Pi 1,000%, whereas men go gaga over Man in Black. Now, let me reiterate, if in case I didn't say this in the beginning, but I've said this in previous videos before, that, shit, I lost what I was going to say. Oh yeah, no, this is what I was going to say. Both of these get love, okay? So don't think when I'm saying that I like Pi better or that this happened to have a better reaction to the feminine noses around me, that women won't compliment this. Because I'm sure someone's going to be like, well, that's not true. I wear Man in Black and women have complimented me. We're not saying that no women like this, okay? Both of these get love, but this one just happens to get more love from women and this one happens to get more love from men. That's not saying that women don't love this or men don't love this, you know? Of course, everybody is a bit different, but I am just talking from my experience, and the reason why I made this video is because the contrast of attraction between these two scents were day and night compared to the people that like smelled these on me, you know, and even in the air, even on clothes and things like that. Whenever I would throw Pi on my clothes, it's just like I said, with noses to my neck, same with my sweater, just like people just all up on my sweater, women in particular that are like, oh my God, you smell so good. I love this, blah, blah, blah. Eyes rolling to the back of their head type of reactions, where Man in Black, the reactions kind of fell flat on the feminine side, but on the masculine side performs really, really well. But anyways, let me know what you think. If I can find links for these, I'll put them in the description, but regardless of where you get them, like as long as it's not retail, you should be able to cop them for a fairly decent price of under $50, okay? So I hope you have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.